another edition of Talking Models. Today we have Gillman Productions' new release, Pennywise The Sin Eater, sculpted by the God-gifted hands of Mark Van Tine, and is available now. A beautiful 1/3 scale kit, and it's just a must-have if you're a fan of the original Pennywise and actor Tim Curry. So let's talk a little bit about it today. Let's take a little look at this, and you can see everything that Mark's captured in this thing. From the facial expression, that somber look, the eyes, the nose, the lips, all the hair that you see on him, all the truffles on his clown costume that goes around the top. A lot of detail in the truffles. The ball on the front of his costume, the area to the sides on each side of that ball. Now we're going to the base. To me, it reminds me of like gazing into a crystal ball. You have the claw of the creature, the spider, that Pennywise, his true identity, if you will, perched on top of a skull from one of his victims. You have a simple base at the bottom, just some gravel, some dirt, and on the back of the skull you have a little section like a hole where it's like a void. I would say like the part of the brain that's exposed, if you will. So you have all that into this 1/3 scale kit. The kit is amazingly balanced, and I did pin the top of the kit to the base, but it does have a hole in there. If you watch the review, I mentioned that, where you could easily just set it in there and it would be fine. But I chose to pin it. That way accidents don't happen. If you got kids, grandkids, curious guests, you know what I mean. So we're going to talk a little bit how I brought this kit to life. Some of you may say, why bring it to life? I hate clowns. But this one truly was a joy to paint. I did a little bit of reverse. Normally I always start with the figure or with the base and then go to the figure. This time I started with the figure to dictate what I did with the base. Don't try to understand. My wife doesn't understand me either. So this was all primed in an automotive gray primer, and then what I did, I left everything gray on the head, and I started simply with enlisting Freak Flex Badger's Turn Ghost White. And what I did with that is I just sprayed the entire head. Covered it, not really heavy. Some of the gray you want to leave exposed a little bit, and just kind of mist it and get a nice coating on there. Then it was simply time to enlist the Garage US Colors Transparent Payne's Gray, and you start punching in the shadows. The Transparent Payne's Gray is a natural shadow for white. So I just came in and just started hitting all the folds that Mark has into the sculpt, sides of the temples, underneath the cheekbones, down below the lips, above the lips, below the eyes. Anywhere there's recesses in his face, you want to hit that with that Transparent Payne's Gray. Then what I do is I come back in with the Turn Ghost White, and you just start hitting the highlights, the top of the cheekbones, above the eyes, the eyebrows, below the nose, on the chin, up here in the center of his forehead. You just kind of want to go back in and punch it up. But this time you're going to be a little bit more intentional. You're going to get closer with the airbrush, and you're going to punch it in a little bit starker to give that clownish makeup look. Then again, it's this process I always talk of. Then you come back in with the Transparent Payne's Gray, and you start punching in a little bit deeper with your shadowing on the face. And then what I like to do is I come back in with the Turn Ghost White and get a little bit closer and a little more intentional on the top of the cheekbones, just certain areas of his face, just to look like he has that makeup freshly put on and ready for a victim. So that was basically everything with his face area. Now for his nose, basically I just came in with a couple different reds. I enlisted Garage US Colors Dark Red and Garage US Colors True Red. And I just started airbrushing the nose first with the dark red, came back in then with the other red and kind of just sprayed that in. And then just kind of in the center I enlisted a third color from Badger Freak Flex, Sunburn Red. and just kind of hit the center area of the nose, kind of like the crescendo of the nose. Then just a light misting back with the dark red, just kind of mist it off to finish it off. Lips straight up sunburned red, was airbrushed on that. His hair area was again the same 3 colors, but basically with those, I limited it to the 2 of them. I used the dark red and the true red, and just began the process of going back and forth on his hair and finishing it off with the misting of the dark red to just kind of tone the bright red down, if you know what I mean. That way it gives him that stark red. So you have this red, you have his nose red, and you have his lips red. 3 different shades of red using the same colors, but just kind of mixing things up. Now for his eyes. Eyes were base coated by hand with Freak Flex Badger's Bleach Bone Tan. It's just a really great color for eyes. It just, white's too white. I've used grays like on werewolves and thing, like a real light gray is also good. This I decided to go with the Bleach Bone Tan. His eye color was handled with a couple colors, again from the Badger Freak Flex line. Arterial blue was used, and then of course Asphyxia blue as a little bit of a highlight. But it all began with drawing in my pupil, and I used Freak Flex Badger's Body Bag Black, great flat black paint. Made my circle, came in with the arterial blue, and kind of painted that in, left a hint of the black showing for the eye. And then what I did is I put the pupil in, again real fine brush, and just kind of, I always do like a circular motion to get a testing line for the center of the iris, and then I fill it in. I then came in with the Asphyxia blue, and I just hit like a half crescent moon on each side of the eye, of the pupil if you will. So you've got your pupil, Asphyxia blue, arterial blue, and then the line of the black of the pupil. You want all those to kind of show. The 2 blues kind of mesh together, but it gives you just a little bit of a more brighter part when you get to the center of the eye by the pupil. Now the eyebrows on him, straight up Body Bag Black, just hand painted the eyebrow in. Mark's got it beautifully in the sculpt. I just followed his sculpt, drew in the black lines for his eyebrows. On the bottom of his eye, the lower part of the eyelid, I always love to use that Graduous Colors red oxide, and just take your fine brush and just do a line, just follow it, and that finishes off the eye. Then of course once you're complete, you just get out your favorite gloss coat and you just gloss the eyes to make it look real. And that was his face. So then we move on down to the costume, all these truffles. Mark has done a great job with just the detail in here. The top part of the costume and the bottom part of the costume straight up turn ghost white, sprayed those complete areas. Then of course you come in with your transparent Payne's gray, excuse me, and you just start shadowing. Fill in the folds, get that natural shadowing going, and then come back in and hit the tops of all the truffles with your turn ghost white, and top and bottom truffles are done. When you go to the middle, you've got, traditionally in his costume, what I've seen is you got the green, the blue, and the purple. Mark's got the lines where it separates. You go green, blue, the purple line, and repeat the process all the way around. I enlisted a few different colors here out of the Badger Freak Flex line. For the green, I used the Reptilius green. For the purple lines, I used the Violent Violet. And for the ball area was straight up Hot as Hell Orange. And for the blue, I used Warlock Blue out of the Badger Freak Flex line. And I got all my colors in. So I just went around, just take your time. It's not very overwhelming because the areas aren't big. You just go around, fill it all in, you're done. I tried an experiment with this, which I think worked out pretty good. I enlisted Graduous Colors iridescent paints. Blue, green, and purple. Imagine that, we just talked about that. And I sprayed the iridescent colors respectively on the colors, just come up with the airbrush, shot them all, to give it like that shiny look that it gives it. Finished that off, and costume top part done. Excuse me. Bottom area, you have that purple once again here. You have the yellow area, which I enlisted Coward's Yellow out of the Freakflex Badger line, and just shot this area. The back of them is just a straight up body bag black to finish that off. And that was basically it. I apologize for the cough. Weather up here in Michigan is horrible. Sinuses, welcome to Michigan. Now, for this cool base, for the claw, if you will, coming off in the bottom, over black, I spray Mossy More Brown from Badger Freakflex. Shot that over the complete black, just gives a little bit of a different hue. And then I started experimenting with some different colors. I pulled out Wooden Stake, which is similar to Cocoa Brown from Garage US Colors. Misted that whole thing, and that gave me my base color. Then what I did is I came back in with a little bit of the Wooden Stake again, and I just kind of got closer and hit all the highlights on the claw. Finished that off. Did a quick spray down with some transparent raw umber over the whole piece, and then I got a little crazy. I shot some transparent rich brown over this whole piece here. Came back in again the process with some more Wooden Stake and hit some of the highlighted areas and finished that off nicely. And then I decided to shoot the whole claw, mist it over with transparent medium green from Garage US Colors, just to give it like that spider claw look. I just kind of in my head had a browns and greens and different colors, so I just misted the whole claw with that transparent medium green and just gave it the hue that I was trying to achieve. Now we're going down to the skull, and over the black that I had there, we started out with Rotten Tooth Tan from the Badger Freakflex line, and I just misted that all over the skull area. And then after I did that, you want to come in with some transparent raw umber and just kind of start hitting the indentations of the skull and just kind of start building your shadows, if you will. Then I came in with transparent black and hit all the different cracks and things that are in the skull itself. The eye area, below the nose area, that deep recesses, I just basically shot some transparent black in there to deepen that. And then once I had that accomplished, what I did is I came in with some more transparents. I enlisted transparent raw umber to hit a little bit heavier over the black where all the crevices are, which gave me an interesting look. And then I misted the whole skull with transparent yellow orch, and it gave it that kind of yellowy brown decayed look that I was looking for. And I think it finished it off quite nicely. Now when you go in the back of the base, you'll find a crevice area with something inside. I envision that as a brain. So what I did is I shot some dark red in there, misted it over with some transparent black, and I just kind of built that up and a little bit back and forth process just to give it a dirty old red look. Then of course once I had that done, I simply came in with some more of the Rotten Tooth Tan, and then I enlisted just a little bit of the Bleach Bone Tan, and I hit the highlights on the eyebrows, centers of the areas on the skull, a little bit on the forehead, and then shot it just a real quick shot with some more of the transparent yellow orch, and it just brought it all together. Last but not least is a little bit of area that you see on the bottom here, the gravel, dirt that go around the skull. Over the black, I just started spraying Cursed Earth from the Badger Freakflex line, and deepening the shadows with transparent dark brown from Garage US Colors, and just punched all the shadows in and kind of brought that color down a little bit. And it just kind of makes it dirty looking. A couple quick shots with transparent black, and then I came back in with the cursed earth, and I just got real close and hit all the highlights of the ground area. And that was how I brought Pennywise the Sin Eater to life. I can't say enough about this kit. I picked it up at Wonderfest this year, 2019. Brought it home, put it in the stash with 30 other kits, and somehow it made it to the top. And that's because I just was really impressed with the look of this kit. It's a different look for Pennywise, and for me, a fan of the movie It, and the second one's coming out soon. I'm telling you, this guy's pumped for the new series. So that is Pennywise the Sin Eater, available now through Gillman Productions. I'll have Paul's info at the end of the video here, in the body of the video, and you can reach out to him and tell him I have to have it, and he will put it in the mail. This man's quick, and it'll be out your way, depending on his orders. One-man team, that guy does all this stuff. I don't know, do you sleep, dude? But he gets it done. So once again, thanks for stopping in to Talking Models today. I pray that you have a great day today. I hope that you subscribe to this channel, share the channel, and get others on board with me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for stopping in. Have a great day, and may the Lord bless your day.